Hey Laserdisc gang, Jason back again with another belt repair video. And before you say, hey Jay, we know how to fix belts, it's not hard. You're right, it's not difficult, but depending on the model, the belt's in a different location, how you get to it differs. And so this is a 604, and I wanted to show you how to get to that because the 604 is very similar to the 704. It is an AC3 player, it's a karaoke player. On the 704, the AC3 board runs across the top and the belt is underneath. The 604, the AC3 board is sitting here along the side, and the belt's actually on this side. So, depending on the player and depending on the model of the player and depending on whether it's an industrial or consumer player, the belt's in a different location, and how you get to the belt can differ as well. I've done one on an industrial player one time where the only way to get to the belt was through the bottom of the player. I think that was a 4200 or 4400, I'm not sure, I forget now. That ended in disaster. By the way, there was a lot of brittle plastic in the thing. But anyway, this is a 604, and I'll show you the symptoms. You've seen it before. You can try, put a disc in, you close the tray. Hear that whirring sound? That's the belt spinning on its spindle. So you assist this part and it finishes the loading process. So replacing the belt fixes that. I've already played discs in this and they're absolutely perfect, so there's nothing else wrong with it. Usually when I have a player apart, once I take the cover off, while I have it off, I like to just look inside. If it's really dusty, take some spray, can, air, blow that out. I'll also take a quick look at any of the capacitors that I can see just to make sure there's nothing bloated. I look at that. I look at the foam for these little shock absorbers. On the industrial players, for some reason, they're notorious. They just fall apart. They rot in here, and the foam just disintegrates when you touch it. So you got to be careful and vacuum that stuff out. These are in really good condition. And I clean the laser, which I've already done. A little bit of rubbing alcohol on a Q-tip, clean the laser up, and then finally the lithium grease. So anything I can see gear-wise, like there's some gears up here in front. It's really fresh, comes off on your finger, so that's really good. And the laser is moving nicely along the bar in there, so everything looks good with this player. We just need to fix the belt. So let's get started.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Okay, so the way I like to approach this is I eject the tray, unplug the power, that way I can mess with it and it doesn't go back in and try to load, and I don't electrocute myself. That's always a good thing. But I was just messing with this, and this is the first time I've seen this. I'm sure some of you out there have already seen it, and I absolutely love this. But there's two tabs that act as stops. So right here and right here, when the tray comes out, they hit blocks right here, and so the tray can't go any further. It's brilliant. But you push these tabs in right here and just pull the tray out. Oh my God, that is like, why don't they all do that? That's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But again, you can see the grease on here is nice and quote unquote fresh. Still doing a great job. Got some points here. When I see things like this, and I've seen this in other players, it almost makes me think that they've been recently serviced. Considering that they're in such good shape, it's like, I don't really know how long that grease will last. That could have been put on there 10 years ago. I don't know. But wow, yeah, that mechanism for pulling this thing out is absolutely gorgeous. The belt is right here. Oh, this is going to be a cinch. That's the belt. So let's get... Sorry about that. I should be ready, right? That doesn't look too bad. Okay, so 3.6 square belt is what we want to replace this one with. And let's just take it out of the package here. And I order these from PRB line. See that? Peter Biancardi turned me on to these a while back when I was doing that 704 repair. So you can see the difference right away. This is the old belt. This is the new one. So you can see how this has lost its tension, right? It's expanded over the years. And this is going to be a much tighter fit. So take that one off and giant fingers here. This will be easier with this. And voila. Give it a few turns. You want the belt to seat in there right, because it's a square belt, right? Okay, and we'll put the tray back in. I love that mechanism. I can't get over that. Something is not right though, because why does it look crooked to me? It does look crooked, doesn't it? It does. It is crooked. That's new. Okay. That's definitely new. There we go. I think that's right. Okay, plug it back in. Okay. There you go. It's fixed. I heard a little bit of a grinding sound somewhere though. That makes me wonder if it looks straight. Oh, that's fine now. Perfect. So that was easy. I'm going to do the 504 in the same video just real quick because my 504 is my main player downstairs and it just recently started doing the same thing. So I'm going to bring that up here, and it may actually be identical. I don't know. I've never taken that one apart. I've been running it for a couple years and have never had an issue with it. So we'll find out. All right, we're back with my 504, and I'm not going to really video this for you guys because it is actually identical. One thing I noticed is that the board is a little shorter. The AC3 board is shorter than the 604, but other than that, you still got the same mechanism here for releasing the tray. The belt's on this side, so it's identical. And yeah, there you have it. But I've placed the 604 downstairs as my main player. I'm gonna test that out and see what differences there are between the 604 and 504. I've done the same thing with this 504 and the 704, and you know what, the 504 won. Now, I didn't go as far as recalibrating the television and all that for the 704, so maybe I'll come back and visit that and test it again. But yeah, the 504, I love the way this thing looks and the way it works, so we'll see what the 604 has to bring to the table. Enjoy. Keep them shiny.